So if we want to deal with the mean of a frequency distribution, it's basically just a weighted mean where our weights are determined by frequencies. That is, x bar is going to be the sum over x times f, that is the things times their frequency, divided by n. This follows the same pattern as the weighted mean, it's just the weights, well, their frequencies here in particular. So let's take another example to keep making sure that we understand what's going on. The table given shows students' responses to the question, how stressed have you felt in the last 2 weeks on a scale of 1 to 10, with 0 being not stressed and 10 being as stressed as possible. Use the distribution to find the mean of stress level rankings. Yeah, it's probably been a stressful couple of weeks coming back from spring break, or whenever else this video happens to be watched. Stress is common. But here, we have all of this information. It might look a little bit intimidating to find all of our stuff here, but what we're doing is just going to take all of our values with their associated frequencies. That, for example, a stress rating of 5 occurred 18 times, so we would take for that in terms of the sum, 5 times 18, because there were 18 5s in the data set. It's just a condensed version of that sort of thing, where I'm not going to write out all of those just because it would be clunky and slow. I'll skip to the punchline of saying that here we would have that the sum of xf's, that is values times their associated frequency, is 970, not 6, 5. Close enough. So if we want to get our mean here, which I'm calling x bar because I'm assuming this is just a sample. Generally you assume things are samples unless you're told otherwise, because it's kind of unreasonable to think you get everything. And here we aren't told, so it's worth assuming that this is just going to be a sample. It's not very well aligned, but that's okay. We end up having 975 over 151 because there were 151 responses. You can add up all the values there to check if you want to be sure. We will get that the average stress rating was about a 6.46, which is to say most people were fairly stressed, and I can understand why. Anyway, this is all of the different ways we're going to be looking at the mean for this class, so let's move on to a different measure of central tendency, one that has its own good situations and its own things you can build off of it, the median.